Okay, everyone, and welcome to the first segment of Kingpins 24 Canada. We are starting off strong here with 3 Canadians, and I am here with Brandon Svarc, founder of Naked and Famous Denim, which is a globally renowned denim brand that is actually made in Canada, and Daniel Carman, who's the principal of Over the Rainbow and has been Toronto's #1 denim retailer for decades and also globally renowned. And we are here to discuss the future of brick and mortar. So Daniel, Over the Rainbow has been known to be one of the most famous denim retailers in the world. What are some of the initiatives you have taken? You know, I have been a longtime customer of yours, and I think my first time in your store was when I was 10 years old, and I walked in and I saw that denim wall, and ever since then, it has truly been one of the reasons that I think I am hooked on denim. Like, all of the qualities you had, all of the brands, there were so many options and so many different qualities, and also the customer service aspect of too just helped me really connect with my jeans. So I'd love to hear some of the initiatives you are taking and have taken to ensure your brick and mortar is remaining relevant and current and a vital aspect of your business.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for the great story. We never get tired of hearing those. When you're a business when you're a store that's been in business for 45 years, you get a lot of those type of stories from a lot of different generations, and we have 3 generations of customers at Over the Rainbow, so that never gets old. So thank you for supporting us in your early years, and continue to support us even by having us on this platform. As far as initiatives go, I mean, you mentioned the denim wall. You know, that's probably one of our biggest initiatives, and the new store that we built about a year and a half ago has been our biggest initiative. So for those familiar with our store, as I mentioned, we've been around for 45 years, but we were in the same retail storefront on Yorkville Avenue for 38 years. And those were amazing years, and we did as much as we could with that, you know, with the walls of that space. But we realized that we'd kind of hit a ceiling within that physical space, and we wanted to do more, and we wanted to do more initiatives and have just a better, more evolved space for people to come in and, as you mentioned, have that one-on-one personal shopping experience, but just feel a little better about being in the store. So we built this new store in the Manulife Center, which is on Bloor Street, so not too far away from our old location, but that's our biggest initiative. It's a bigger, brighter, more comfortable, more modern, more evolved space. And especially in these times when, you know, people are, you know, maybe a little bit leery of going into a store because they're not prepared, or maybe it's not spaced out enough. You don't have to worry about that in our new space. It's very, very comfortable for people to shop. So that's kind of our biggest initiative. And then obviously within the store, we have not just one denim wall, but 2 iconic denim walls now at opposite sides, a men's and women's denim wall, where you could go there, and anytime you need help, you can have that one-on-one personal service. We also have our tailor shop, which we use to do in-house customizations and alterations. We are slowly starting to host community events again, starting with a race kit initiative for the Yorkville run, and we're raising money for Special Olympics Toronto. So we slowly starting to do that again, you know, with all the normal practices of social distancing and safe hygiene.
Right.
And then just, you know, offering great service and great products. We do personal and private appointments within the store, either before hours or during store hours. So that guarantees you a specific person, and you can tell us your waist size and your preferences, and we can have everything ready for you. So I guess those are some of the bigger initiatives. And obviously we have an online store as well. I know this is a brick and mortar conversation, but we also offer curbside pickup and in-store pickup as well. So for local shoppers, if you don't want to come into the store, you can buy online and pick it up very easily. Right. So I'm sure I'm forgetting some, but I don't want to, you know, I want everyone to come and kind of see the store for themselves if they haven't had a chance to do so.
Totally. And in terms of right now, I think you're e-commerce shop is absolutely important with, you know, omni-channel is becoming hugely important, and especially with the changing times, I think it's another initiative that is actually, you know, crucial for having to support your brick and mortar as well. And one thing I really love too is all of the social impact initiatives you do, because I find a lot of the times retailers rely on the brands to actually have those and don't have their own, but you're actually doing those yourself as well. and like taking care of your customers outside of the brands as well, but with their tailor shop. I think that's such a key aspect as well. One of the things I thought was really cool for you and Brandon was the collaboration that you two did. Like, as one of the very few denim brands that is actually made in Canada, it was really cool to see the most famous Canadian denim retailer collaborate with the most famous Canadian denim brand. So could you both tell us kind of how this collaboration came about, what the goal in mind was with it, and yeah, just a little bit about it.
So, I mean, we've been doing business with Over the Rainbow and for 13 years. We love them. We love Daniel and his dad, Joel. And his dad, Joel, is a real character. And if you go into the store, and if you've been in the store over the past 45 years, you've probably seen him. He goes into the store a lot, and he's so jolly and friendly and nice and helpful. And he's this like larger than life character. And they came to us and wanted to do something special, wanted to do a collaboration piece, and something that was kind of like an anniversary piece for them that touched back on their heritage. So back in the day, I don't know how many years ago it was, maybe Daniel probably has the answer to that, but 30 or 35 years ago, they had this big cartoon cutout of his dad, Joel, kind of as like a Superman. He's Super Joel. And so we used this like iconography and that image of Super Joel, and we have him on the leather patch, which is amazing. It's like one of our best leather patches ever. But really more important, even we custom made a fit for them. Like, they are really good at gaining customer feedback. Their staff is good at it. They pass it up to management there, and they came to us and said, hey, if you guys could take this one fit that you do but modify it a little bit, I think we can kill with it. So that's what we did. We made samples. We went back and forth. We perfected a new fit for them, and we have a new fit called the Nice Guy, because they're such nice and friendly Canadian guys, with the iconic Super Joel patch. And I think, yeah, we have a pretty good winner.
So cool. And Daniel, I'd love to hear kind of from your perspective some of your opinions on the collaboration.
Yeah, so I mean, Brandon explained a lot of it. It came out of a need that our customers were saying about a specific fit that we believed was missing, not just from Naked and Famous, but in the market. As Brandon mentioned, we had been working together for so long, and we had done collaborations prior to that. But this is probably, the Nice Guy is probably sort of our biggest accomplishment together, because not only is it just like, other collaborations have kind of been like, cool modifications of existing product, or maybe it's a fabric that they hadn't used. But this was special because it was a custom fit. It's something that we had never done before as, a denim retailer.
Yeah.
Because we're not designers. We just, we kind of just sell branded product. So this was our first time really like being involved with the design process. And, we've always just vibed really well with Brandon and his team and everybody over there. And we just trusted that we could do this together in a great way. And sometimes it's not the easiest process, but, this Nice Guy thing was super easy. I mean, to shed some light on the Super Joel character, this is a 6-foot cardboard cutout of Joel that was actually made in the 80s that we have kept with us for all that time. And it was just something that Brandon and his team, every time they came into the store, they just kind of gravitated to that. And, because Brandon has always used like, sort of, I don't know what era of sort of comic, but, there's a certain design to his patches that he uses that's really cool and creative and fun. And we just felt like Super Joel would be a great, rather than putting our name in the jean or like put Over the Rainbow, which I'm not really like, for some reason, like I don't really like to do that. I like to find other things to symbolize that it's special in a collaborative way. And man, when they came out with the patch, that was just like a really, like that's what sealed the deal for us. Like, I would have bought the jean. People just buy the jeans sometimes because they just like want the patch. So, but I mean, it's a great fitting jean. And as Brandon mentioned, it was conceived based on feedback from our customers and from our staff. It's like, if you could design the perfect jean in Canada, that was it. So it was really the manifestation of things that we felt our customers wanted and our staff felt confident about selling. And then we added a patch to it. And it was actually only meant to be like a one-off thing. And it became so relevant and people were liking it so much and asking, do you make it in more colors? Do you make it in more fabrics? So now it's an ongoing thing where every season we actually make we add 1 or 2 additional Nice Guys to the mix. So now I believe there's like maybe 6 or 7 versions. I think if there isn't 7, there's a 7th version coming for this season, and there's an 8th or 9th edition coming for next spring, in next year. So this is something that we're going to continue to do. A, because it's successful, and B, because Naked and Famous, they're just such great partners, and they make it easy for us to make this happen.
Yeah.
So
I love that you use the word partner there, because I think this is just like such a like the collaboration itself is so smart, but also I think it just demonstrates like the aspect of not having just a purely transactional relationship with your suppliers and your partners and people you do business with. It's really, I think it's really important to, make that connection with the people you do business with. So I think it's really beautiful. I think it's really cool that it's become this ongoing thing too. It's really become a true partnership. So I really love that. But Brandon, for you, you have the brand. So why are brick and mortar stores for your brand important, and how do you kind of choose which retailers you want to work with in that essence too?
I mean, I think it's the same answer that always was. Like, I don't think it's different in these times. Like, brick and mortar stores have always been important and are important because you get the customers to touch stuff. Like, if you have only an online presence, then nobody can touch and feel the fabrics, and we're so fabric based that, like, we make a cashmere blend denim, and like if you see it, okay, it looks cool, but once you touch it, like, that's what really sells you on it. Or the grittiness of it, or like we make super heavyweight denim, like, you got to see it, you got to try it on. So having a key retailer in lots of different markets all over the world is just like super important. And also, like, for us, we really love, you asked how we choose which customers. I mean, the answer kind of depends, but I love owner-operator stores. Like, Daniel's he's not just the owner of the store. He operates the store. He's in the store. He's not just like at a board somewhere far away. And his dad has been there and is often on the floor, like, greeting people, selling people, helping them, bring them to the changing room, making recommendations. And when you have owner-operated stores, you get that passion that translates through. Like, we're very passionate people. We get excited. We love showing off our stuff. So, like, we need these guys as brand ambassadors, and we need their staff as brand ambassadors. And that's what we try to do.
Like you mentioned how, Over the Rainbow does such a good job at getting customer feedback. Do you also get that from a lot of retailers, or is that something helpful that kind of helps you kind of plan ahead as well, and what products you're going to bring out, or what new products you're going to bring out? Yeah,
we have certain retailers, especially ones that are very denim focused, because we sell to like fashion stores too, and they'll just have like us as a denim section. But when you have a denim store like Over the Rainbow, of course they have other stuff too. They sell shirts and jackets and all kinds of things, but a lot of people see them as a denim store, I guess, or denim primary store. So when there's stores like that, those are the best ones for us to get feedback from. And on fit, on fabric, on, I hate to choose the word, but like trends and styles that are coming up. So we definitely use stores like Over the Rainbow and other similar stores for that.
And obviously you guys have, Daniel, I've heard you've just said that you're doing curbside pickup now. But how are you both kind of looking ahead differently now that we're kind of sinking into our new normal here, or how are things kind of feeling for you in the future and the road ahead? Daniel, maybe we can start with you.
Yeah, obviously it's different, and I think that there's a lot we know and there's a lot that we don't. And I think that we have to, just really, when it comes to adapting, I just think you have to constantly be paying attention to your environment and what's going on in your community. Because right now, obviously, we are all restricted at the moment to our own communities and what's going on there. So I think it's just about paying attention and being able to adapt in the moment, as well as try to adapt for the future. So I just think it's about paying attention. And as Brandon mentioned before, one of the things about being, in the store and being owner operated and not having like multiple locations, at least in our circumstances, that it allows us to pay attention to the really important things and the fine details that we need to pay attention to now if we're going to move forward as a store and continue to offer better service to people in these times. I think customers' expectations are a little bit different. That's why we're doing all these different options, because not everybody is just going to be comfortable walking inside a shopping center, which we're inside of a store, and we recognize that. But maybe they still want to shop with us. So we need to be accessible to everybody in every atmosphere that they can, and try to offer them the best service we possibly can regardless of what stream they decide to shop with us in. Even if you buy online, you're able to ask us questions about fit and measurement or whatever you want to ask us. We're accessible. I mean, obviously, as Brandon mentioned, it's always better. It still is better to come into a store to feel and try on stuff. It still is the best way to shop. Like, maybe if we were in a different industry, I could try food, and if I like it, I could buy it again online. But clothing is not an exact science. So the importance of brick and mortar, even in times like these, I think is still going to be there. It's just convincing the consumer that you are the right destination and the most trustworthy people that you can, and that you have the best product possible. So I also think it's also about reestablishing trust with your existing community, as well as other people who are still looking to shop for clothes, but they're just not sure and they're just playing it safe.
Yeah.
So
you guys also do something that you guys also do something that is super important, that like forces people to come into the store, or not forces, but when people need to come into the store, is you guys offer alterations and hemming. And there's so many times I meet people who are starting a denim store, Canada, USA, all over the world. And we're starting a denim store. And I said, are you offering hemming? Do you have, we have a store in New York, we have a store in Montreal. We offer hemming with the famous Union Special 43200G Bulldog chain stitching machine, which for our nerd customers, it has to be done with that machine. But you guys will make pregnancy jeans. You still do that service?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Like they'll do alterations, they'll do hemming. So there's certain things that you just can't get online. If you don't know what your inseam is and you want your jeans hemmed, you have to go into Over the Rainbow. They'll measure you. They will do alterations for you. It's a hugely important step for a denim store, at least, to stay relevant in brick and mortar.
Yeah, we've always had that. Like, even when the store was in a 450 square foot second floor, we always had that. Rainbow was started with a tailor and a salesperson. Joel was the salesperson, and we've always had a tailor. So we just continued that on. And yeah, I mean, there's no way to do it. As you mentioned, Brandon, there's no way to do that service remotely. So yeah, that's a good point. And we're still doing that. And obviously, we're always very safe about how we do our tailoring, and no one has to worry about that.
Yeah. What you said about being aware about the surrounding community you're in, I think that was such an important piece of advice, because a lot of times you're looking at the macro level issues in the world, right? But looking at what's actually happening within your community and seeing where you can be of help there and what you can do to support your community. I think that's really great point to add. And also the fact that we are all human, and I think you both agree that brick and mortar isn't going away. People crave experiences. People crave one-on-one interactions. And I think that's why brick and mortar has a place in the future, even though all this digitization is happening. It's still we're humans and we're all going to want to go out. And, I've been here in Toronto. There are such silly little excursions you can do, but people are paying for them. They're purely marketing things, but people pay for them because they want to experience something. And that's what brick and mortar does for people. Brandon, like you said, feeling those fabrics and just being able to touch that cotton cashmere blend, that probably wouldn't sell as well online as someone actually picking that up, touching it and being like, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. I need this, right? So I personally, I don't see brick and mortar going away. And I think it's still such a vital piece of the puzzle in your business. It's just making it a fun experience for people. And yeah, like you said, you guys are adapting and keeping up with the times. So I really appreciate your insights here. And I'd love for you to tell everybody where you can find your brands or your websites or whatever you'd like to mention here. But maybe Daniel can start with Over the Rainbow.
Sure. So you can come visit. We're at 55 Bloor Street West, the Manulife Center at Bay and Bloor. So very close to our old location, just across from Indigo Bookstore on the main floor. You can visit our website at rainbowjeans.com. Our social channels are Shop Rainbow Jeans. So you can follow us there for daily news and updates on, new products and new initiatives that we have. And I also just want to mention that retail store at 55 Bloor Street West in Toronto is 6,500 square feet. So it's a big store. We have, I don't know how many active change rooms now, but we built 17 change rooms within the store. We have 3 dedicated change room areas for people to be distanced. We do try people are allowed to try clothes on, and we do clean the clothes after they've been tried on. So I just want to, aside from just where you can find us, just to point out to any interested shoppers that, that's where we're located, but we're not just some hole in the wall. That this is a substantial place that you can come, shop, 2 denim walls, tailor shop, all that stuff. You can get all the goodies there. So that's where you can find us.
And Brandon.
And you can find our stuff at Over the Rainbow and other fine denim and fashion retailers all over the world. And at our own 2 stores, we have one in Montreal, a flagship store, and we have one at 123 Grand Street in Soho in New York City. And on our website, nakedandfamousdenim.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing your insights on how to future-proof brick and mortar. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Bye, guys.